And welcome back to WCI-TV, sponsored by Tower MSA Partners. I'm Bob Fryer. We've got Gregory Hamlin here. He's the Senior VP and Chief Claims Officer at Berkley Industrial Comp. Sir, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Nice to have you here. Are you enjoying your time here at WCI so far?
Absolutely. I always love this trip, love the conference.
You know, one of the things we talk about is a lot of the people that work just here, you know, they don't deal directly with the injured person. And so to mitigate that disconnect, do you all have some sort of a philosophy in place, a mantra or something to ensure that empathy is still there between the claims people and the injured worker?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I feel like empathy is so important in everything we do. We created a podcast called Adjusted. That we use the word adjusted just to even show we're going to change the way workers' comp's being done, and we're going to infuse empathy at every level. And so we call our model the empathetic resolution model.
Oh, okay.
And the goal is to look for ways to inject empathy at every interaction we have with the injured worker, with our policyholders, and with our agents.
Can you tell how do you go about doing that? Because you're either on the phone or it's an email.
Right.
It's hard to inject empathy into that. What do you do?
So, a great question. So what we started doing is I actually threw that question back to the adjusters and said, how do we change this? How do we do this different? And then we use those ideas, and some examples are, we need to rewrite the letter we send out when we send out a letter to our injured worker. Right now, originally it sounded like an attorney wrote it. We changed it so that instead it says, we understand you've been hurt in an injury, and being hurt is hard. And then we went into what they need to do so that we can make sure they have the benefits they're entitled to. So that's one example. Another idea one of the adjusters said is, what if we send flowers to injured workers? And we're like, well, that's interesting, like after a surgery. And then we started thinking about a lot of our injured workers, and we're like, they're like blue-collar miners, that might be weird. So we took it a step further, we did cookies. So now we'll send cookies after a surgery.
Cookies.
Right. But it's those little touches to show that we understand, we care, and we want what's best for them that's really helped, and it's really lowered our litigation.
The people need to be reminded, too, that not only are they dealing with, they've just been hurt. What's going to happen to my job? All of those things are going on in their mind.
Right.
And the next thing they have to deal with is, how am I going to pay for all this? So on top of that, they're going to get plenty of letters that are going to be very business oriented.
That's
that
right.
aren't going to care probably that they're injured. It's just, you owe us this, this, and this. So it's good to keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've even seen, when we talk about, it's changing the philosophy about how we think about claims. And another example I'll give, so we had an injured worker who was very hurt in a mining accident, severely hurt. His girlfriend quit her job to take care of him, so they have just whatever benefits he's getting being off work. And he called us on like a Thursday to say, I haven't got my check. Is there something wrong?
Oh, okay.
And we looked into the system, it showed it had been released. So he calls again Friday. We're like, it's probably stuck in the mail, but it's on its way. And then he calls Monday, and we realize, wait a minute, there's a system error. It's showing it was released, and he never got his check, and we never issued it. And it wasn't the adjuster's fault, but it was a system error. So the adjuster came to me and said, look, I just talked to the guy. He had to have his son spend the night at the neighbor's house because they don't have any food in their house.
Oh, my gosh.
And can we put together a click list and take care of this guy? And I said, absolutely. So we spent a couple $100, put together a Walmart click list, got this guy the food he needed, and he said, I don't want to get an attorney and sue you guys, but I need to be taken care of. And so I think going that extra mile, this claim's probably going to cost us a couple $100,000. If you start to think about what it costs for $200 worth of groceries to do the right thing, or $40 of cookies, these little things show that we care. And the message they're going to get on the television from all of the injury attorneys is, we're not going to care. So we're fighting that.
And let me ask you, because I was going to ask you if this empathy process goes all the way through the settlement process. Is that what we're talking about? Is that the example you just gave?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we need to make sure that we're remembering that every step of the way. And if we do the right thing, we treat people fairly, a lot of these people will never get an attorney. There's no reason for them to sue us because we're doing the right thing. And they're going to get what they're entitled to. And so I think taking those extra steps early and then carrying it throughout the life of the claim, whether that's texting the injured worker, calling, checking in, doing all those things to make sure they have what they need, really makes a big difference.
Let me just ask you one last thing, and it's really just about the WCI conference. What are you looking forward to? Have you been on the show floor? What are you enjoying the most?
I love the whole conference. I think the best part is just having this many great people all together in one place in the industry where we rarely have this many people involved in workers' compensation all in one spot.
Gotcha.
And so I just love the networking and spending time with people in the industry who've got great ideas and are solving problems in different ways.
Good deal. Gregory, good to talk to you, my friend.
Nice to meet you too.
Enjoy your time here. And for WCI-TV, sponsored by Tower MSA Partners, I'm Bob Fryer.